Warning. I chain smoke and I say fuck a lot. But I accept myself for the way I am. I accept you too. Viewer discretion advised. If Edward Bernays is the father of public relations, then Anthony Fauci is the father of cancel culture. So I finished reading Robert F. Kennedy's book, The Real Anthony Fauci, and I already started reading it again. In the book, he mentioned Celia Farber a lot. She was that Spin magazine reporter that did all the stories on Kerry Mullis and Peter Duesberg in the 90s. She's also got a book from 2006 that looks like it's out of print. And here's an update. When I originally made this video a couple years ago, her book was out of print. But guess what? It's been republished. Serious Adverse Event, An Uncensored History of AIDS by Celia Farber. In 2023, I helped Celia go through everything and find all the annotations to put in her book. So now you can find the sources for all her quotes, etc. We also did a podcast together. I'll leave a link below. And I'll leave links to where you can buy the book in the hard copy, or you can listen to it on Audible. I recommend it. I just want to say I finished it today. Now, all right, let's be clear. I already read
it. Yeah.
I actually, of course I read it. I helped on it. I helped on that. Let everybody know that I helped on it, because I've been saying that everywhere.
Totally helped you.
I did help. I helped her. I mean, she already wrote it years ago, but the new publisher wanted citations, so I helped her last year.
You were the A team.
I don't even know how I did it, but I'm proud. I am very proud of it. Honestly, I'm very proud of it.
Yeah, we got it done. You were terrific, and
Thank
you. This is kind of boring, but it came out before in 2006, and
Yeah.
it was not annotated. This one is annotated.
That's the right word, annotated.
I think so.
Okay, I've been saying source, cited. I don't know. I just know I helped on it.
Yep, we learned how to do annotations.
Kind of.
Kind of.
You can also find her on Substack. That's where I follow her. Well, anyway, she's mentioned a lot in Robert F. Kennedy's new book. And she goes off on this little tangent on Fauci and how he ushered in cancel culture.
Asked to offer thoughts on Fauci, veteran AIDS war reporter Celia Farber pulls back and takes a broad view. She said, "People understand the errant concept of the banality of evil. You have set yourself the formidable task of deconstructing him. Why is he evil, which he is? It's not because he is so banal, so bureaucratic, so boring. That's the drag costume. In fact, he is a revolutionary, a very dangerous one, who slipped behind the gates when nobody understood what he was bringing in. What was he bringing in? He was bringing in, as a trained Jesuit and committed globalist, a new potion that would achieve any and all aims for pharma and the powers he served. The potion was then known as political correctness, now called woke. Fauci switched the entire linguistic system of American science from classical speak to woke speak. He brought in cancel culture, essentially, before anybody could imagine what it was. It was too perverse for genuine scientists to conceive of such a thing mixing with science. They could not believe it or grasp it. Like a rape. It was incredibly confusing. That's what I documented on the ground, that horror and confusion among real scientists, as American science changes so radically before their eyes to accommodate HIV. Farber went on. Let me elaborate a bit. Fauci's reign begins in 1984, a year of total change. Everything changes all of a sudden. Gallo is deployed with Margaret Heckler to make the declaration by U.S. government fiat that the probable cause of AIDS had been found.
The probable cause of AIDS has been found, a variant of a known human cancer virus. Second, not only has the agent been identified, but a new process has been developed to mass produce this virus. Thirdly, with discovery of both the virus and this new process, we now have a blood test for AIDS. With the blood test, we can identify AIDS victims with essentially 100% certainty.
The reason it flew to use was because everything had already changed. It was understood without overt commands that the gay cancer that had everybody in such a panic could not be assessed as complex toxic illness with a complex cause. The entire U.S. media understood what to say and not say, and not only because of the allegiance to the shadow government, but because the era of classical science had ended. It ended that day. It would henceforth be a crime against decency to, for example, address anything that could be making gay men sick other than the virus. That's not bad science. That's perfectly executed political correctness, and they are diametrically at odds in the biblical sense of good and evil. What Fauci did was he made political correctness the new currency of his funding empire. Peter Duesberg was not wrong about HIV and AIDS. He was politically incorrect about it, and that was how Fauci banished him, sentenced him to funding and reputation death, as though he had done something really bad by dissenting against HIV theory. Stop and think how insane this is. An elite cancer virologist brought over from Germany's Max Planck Institute, whose credentials are so outstanding, who was well on his way to solving cancer's genetics, felled suddenly by a fatwa issued by this mufti. Who was he to issue a fatwa against America's top cancer virologist? Well, he did. He blocked every federal research dollar to Duesberg after 1987 because Duesberg repudiated the woke ideology Fauci's HIV empire in a few paragraphs of a scientific paper that was about something else. He sustained the economic and reputational attack/vendetta for the next 3 decades. Without blinking. It's really an unbelievable story. It would make Americans' blood boil if they knew about it, because almost all have lost somebody in their family to cancer. Fauci had, by 1987, when Duesberg wrote the cancer research paper that sealed his scientific fate, an apparatus that included mass media, psychological operations, public health, this octopus that just straight up throttled the entire scientific tradition of Western civilization. Evidence-based science and the discourse culture that goes with it, gone. That's what he did. It's no small feat. He destroyed American science by snuffing out its spirit, the spirit of open inquiry, proof, and standards. The reason so many outstanding scientists lent their names to opposing Fauci's vendetta on Duesberg was not that they cared necessarily about the cause of AIDS. This was, for them, a battle over the very soul of science. Kary Mullis, PCR inventor, broke down crying in an interview I did with him in 1994 talking about it, talking about what Fauci did to Peter Duesberg and what it meant. The real scientists were horrified. Suddenly, a guillotine was present. A new and strange terror. People were guilty of thought crimes like HIV denialism. Fauci had made political correctness the new revolutionary language, see? And that meant if you were bad, if you didn't push agenda-driven science, everything was taken away from you, and the media cheered. And anybody who didn't was destroyed, vilified, harassed, fired, in a word, canceled.
I'd have to laugh at that. I should be prosecuted.
Yes, you should be. Fucking stoned.
I got a motherfucking spaceship. Oh, fuck. Oh, cool. I got it.